Hello students, in last lecture we have started with phytochemistry of phytoconstituents. So what is the importance of phytochemistry? We have already discussed in pharmacognosy field or subject, what is the importance of phytochemistry, and phytochemistry include the extraction, isolation, purification and estimation of active constituents which having specific medicinal uses. So regarding extraction, so first we have to know these all the terms, like what is the meaning of extraction. Extraction means separation of solubilizing phytoconstituent with the help of specific solvent from insoluble material like plant powder. And the product of extraction is called as extract. If it is in liquid form, then called as liquid extract, and after evaporation of solvent it is called as dry extract in form of powder or semi-solid material according to nature of phytoconstituent. So this is extraction. Next one term is isolation. So what is the basic difference between extraction and isolation? Extraction gives the mixture of phytoconstituent, but in isolation we get the purified single phytoconstituent as a product of isolation. So extraction is the first step for isolation also. After extraction we have to go for isolation step. So this is isolation. Next one, identification. So for identification we have to check by different chemical tests for presence of particular phytoconstituent. After identification we have to go for estimation. So what is the meaning of estimation? Estimation means to check out the percentage of phytoconstituent present in your extract. And different methods of estimations are there, like titrimetric, spectroscopic method like UV metric, colorimetries. And according to nature of phytoconstituent we have to select particular method. Certain chromatographies are also used for estimation of that particular phytoconstituents. So these all are common terms which are used in phytochemistry of herbal drugs. So these terms are utilized in further content of phytochemistry. So we have to start with modern methods of extraction, general method of extraction, then application of latest techniques like spectroscopy, chromatography and electrophoresis in isolation, purification and identification of crude drug. So this is the main content of this chapter. So we are starting with extraction. In last time we have already discussed about general process of extraction. So what is the general process? You can see in the chart that what are the steps involved in particular extraction method. So in extraction we have main two requirement. One is plant powder and second is solvent. So with the help of solvent and plant powder we can go for particular with the plant powder we can go, and selection of specific solvent is required for such type of extraction methods. So in terms of particular selection of solvent, we have to first know about the nature of plant powder. After considering the nature of plant powder we can go for selection of solvent, at which type of solvent we have to use in particular type of method of phytochemistry. So for selection of solvent we have to first check the nature of phytoconstituent. So by using if our constituent is polar in nature, then we have to choose the polar solvent like water, alcohol, and if our phytoconstituent is non-polar in nature we have to choose the non-polar solvent like benzene, chloroform, diethyl ether according to non-polarity or organic character of particular phytoconstituent. So we have to first clear the difference between extract, mark and menstruum. Extract means after extraction whichever product we have got is called as extract. मतलब solubilizing matter along with solvent is called as extract. Mark means after extraction or solubilizing material removal from particular plant powder, which plant powder is not further having any importance, is called as solid residue. After extraction is called as mark. And menstruum means type of solvent used for particular extract is called as menstruum. So we have to clear these three terms also. And this is the main chart for polarity of particular solvent. So according to polarity or according to nature of phytoconstituent, we can select particular suitable solvent, because like dissolves like. According to polarity, we have to go with same polarity solvents. Okay. So these all are ideal properties of solvents, like should be highly selective, non-reactive, then low price, then harmless to environment and human health, then compatible, completely volatile, so not get any toxic residue in our dried extract, then not mix with water, then big capacity in relation to extractive, having more capacity to solubilize the phytoconstituent, then different density from as compared to water density, and minimum viscosity. So these all are ideal properties for choice of any solvent for preparation of extract in duration of extraction method. So which type of extraction method we have to choose? These all factors are affected, like sample size, quantity of powder or extract required, extraction time, choice of solvent, cost, etc. So these are the different steps involved in extraction process, like size reduction. First you have to go for size reduction or preparing powder, then extraction matlab treatment with solvent, then filtration, then concentration matlab evaporation of solvent, and last one is drying. So after drying we get the extract, and extract means they are the mixture of crude phytoconstituent. So these all about basic composition and basic steps involved in extraction process. Okay. Next one, we have to start with different methods of extraction. According to different types, different instruments are used, different assemblies are used. Extraction method having different types. So one of the simplest method for extraction of phytoconstituent is maceration. So by maceration method, we can easily get the extract with maximum quantity and quality of particular phytoconstituent without affecting temperature. So we are going with first detailing about maceration. This particular extraction method may ask in separate question in your exam, right? Detail about maceration method. So we have to know what is the meaning of maceration. So meaning of maceration matlab soaking. Soaking matlab we have to soak our drug along with solvent. The whole or coarsely powdered crude drug is placed in a stoppered container with a solvent, allowed to stand at room temperature for a period of at least 3 days with frequent agitation or shaking until the soluble matters get dissolved. All the phytoconstituents are dissolved, then and then you have to go for filtration. The mixture is then strained, matlab filtered, and the mark is pressed. And this mark is now having no any further requirement. We have to concentrate or we have to required filtrate. So combined liquid are clarified by filtration or decantation after standing. This method is best suitable for use in case of thermolabile drugs, because here no any heating is applied. But in absence of heating, extraction of phytoconstituent is somewhat difficult, because it takes more time as compared to application with temperature. So here minimum 3 days are required and maximum 7 days according to quantity of drug, according to quantity of solvent. You have to wait for 7 days for complete extraction by maceration method, and you have to agitate in occasional period of time. So we have to take care properly. We have to take care about evaporation or preventing evaporation of solvent. Otherwise we cannot get proper yield of maceration method. But somewhat advantages of maceration method is very easy method. no any equipments are used, no any skilled person is required. Any person can easily perform this method with minimum requirements. So these all are advantages of maceration. But disadvantages of maceration, there are the chances of sedimentation, and after sedimentation the efficiency of extraction gets minimized or reduced. So we have to occasionally agitate the sample, and we cannot get completely extracted compound phytoconstituent because these have limitation. According to volume of your solvent, you can get the proper yield. If your solvent is in high volume, then you can get more efficient extraction. But that may require more amount of solvent as compared to other methods. So these all are somewhat disadvantages of maceration. So modification of maceration. So overcome such type of disadvantages, we have to go for modification of maceration. In modified maceration is used for unorganized drug like gum and resins. So pressing is avoided. Then fresh menstruum is used to warm mark and make the volume. Multiple maceration to obtain the concentrated extract. Total menstruum is divided into 2 parts or 3 parts, and each part is used for maceration separately. मतलब one time you are using particular solvent for extraction, then after filtration you have to use same solvent or same extract for further second part of mark. So continuously we have to treat the extract, liquid extract with newer powder. So with minimum quantity of solvent, and we can extract out maximum quantity of powder. So vacuum maceration is also one of the modification when pressure is reduced to desired extract. So by application of vacuum we can increase the efficiency of extraction. So kinetic maceration is also one of the type of modified maceration in which the vessel is agitated in constant motion for first 24 hours. So continuously shaking is also facilitate the efficiency of extraction. 20 to 50% more yield is obtained by kinetic maceration. So generally rotary shaker is used for such type of maceration. So continuously shaking is applied, so that prevent the sedimentation and increase the efficiency of extraction. Then remaceration is also one of the modifications. And first maceration is carried out with small amount of menstruum followed by remaining amount of solvent. So repetitively same solvent is recycled and we can get more extract with the small amount of solvent. So circulation maceration is also one of the modifications. Solvent is continuously circulated by pump. So this is also one of the technique. જે એક્સ્ટ્રેક્ટ મળે એને જ પાછું તમે રીસર્ક્યુલેટ કરો પાવડરની અંદર, સો વી કેન ગેટ મોર yield as compared to simple maceration. So these all are different modifications which increase the efficiency of maceration. So next one, conventional method for extraction of phytoconstituent is percolation. So this is the V-shaped percolator, which is this apparatus is used for percolation of phytoconstituent, or by percolation method extraction is done. So percolate no meaning શું થાય તો કે it is a continuous flow of solvent through the bed of crude drug material to get the extract. Here continuously dropwise circulation of solvents are there. It implies a slow passage of menstruum under the influence of gravity through the column of a drug powder, and during this moment it goes on extracting the drug molecule layer wise. જો તમને દેખાય છે અહીંયા કઈ રીતે હોય percolation ની અંદર. So first layer is perforated plate, then your herbal powder and then extractant liquid. So liquid is continuously passed through your powder, and then we can collect from drain valve. So continuously small amount of extracted liquid you can get by valve. In percolation the drug is exhaustively extracted by fresh menstruum. So these are the all different steps for percolation method. जो first step શું આવશે તો moisten the drug with sufficient quantity of menstruum. So first you have to put your herbal powder in percolator, okay, above the perforated plate. Then moisten the drug with sufficient quantity of solvent. So you have to completely moisten the drug with solvent used. Then allow to stand for 4 hours in closed vessel. So plant powder gets sufficiently saturated. Then pack it in percolator ma pack kari do. Then add sufficient mentrum to saturate the drug. How we can observe the saturation? That by opening the below valve. If valve get dripped, solvent get dripped from below valve, then you can say that your menstruum or your powder get sufficiently saturated with solvent. When liquid start dripping or dropping, close the outlet. Then add sufficient mentrum to form the layer above the drug. So it means it almost related to maceration method, but here continuous passage are there, because after saturation we are adding more solvent on to form the layer above the drug powder. So allow to stand for 24 hours. As compared to maceration, here less time is required in percolation method. We have to stand for 24 hours in percolation method. Allow to percolate until 3/4 of final extract volume. Matlab you have to open the valve and then drain all the saturated, highly saturated extract obtained after 24 hours. So here, as compared to maceration method, less solvent is required, but less time is also required, but your quality of extract is more concentrated as compared to maceration. So you have to allow evaporation of solvent taking less time as compared to maceration. So this is more advantageous method as compared to maceration, because in maceration high amount of solvents are required and long time is required, like 3 to 7 days. But in percolation 24 to 48 hours are required and less amount of solvent is required as compared to maceration. So now you have to clear between the difference between maceration and percolation. Maceration માં સિમ્પલ મેસેશન બોટલ કે બીકર કે કોનિકલ ફ્લાસ્ક યુઝ થઈ શકે, જ્યારે પર્કોલેશન માટે તમારે પર્કોલેટર જ યુઝ કરવું પડે, જે વી શેપ કોન શેપનું સ્ટીલનું એપરેટસ હોય, બરાબર. મેસિરેશનની અંદર તમારે અમાઉન્ટ ઓફ સોલ્વન્ટ વધારે નાખવું પડે કે ઇઝીલી શેક આઉટ થાય એટલું, જ્યારે પર્કોલેશનમાં ખાલી સેચ્યુરેટ થાય અને પછી ઉપર લેયર બને એટલું જ સોલ્વન્ટ એડ કરવાનું. મેસિરેશનમાં તમારે ઓકેશનલી શેકિંગ આપવું પડે, પર્કોલેશનમાં શેકિંગ નહીં આવે. મેસિરેશનમાં 3 to 7 days પછી તમે એનું ફિલ્ટ્રેશન કરશો, જ્યારે પર્કોલેશનમાં 24 to 48 hours પછી તમે હાઈલી સેચ્યુરેટેડ જે સોલ્વન્ટ મળ્યું છે એને તમે વાલ્વ ખોલી અને ડ્રીપિંગ લઈ લેશો, એટલે તમને શું મળશે? હાઈલી કોન્સન્ટ્રેટેડ yield. પછી ફરીથી તમે એ જ પાવડરની અંદર પાછું થોડું સેચ્યુરેશન માટે મૂકો. 24 hours પછી તમે લઈ લીધું એક્સ્ટ્રેક્ટ એક વખત આઉટર વાલ્વમાંથી, ફરીથી એને સેચ્યુરેટ કરીને મૂકી દો, ફરીથી એક્સ્ટ્રેક્ટ લો. Then by 2 to 3 such type of process you can get complete extraction or complete extract by percolation method. So percolation method requires less amount of solvents and you get more concentrated yield as compared to maceration. So now modifications of percolation. So what are the modifications which increase the efficiency of extraction in percolation? So first one is intermittent percolation. So 24-hour maceration and 12-hour maceration are alternated with percolation to effect extraction. મેં કહ્યું એ રીતે એક વખત તમે સોલ્વન્ટ નાખી 24 hour પછી એનું કલેક્શન કરો, ફરીથી બીજું સોલ્વન્ટ એડ કરો અને એને 12 કલાક પછી ફરીથી કલેક્ટ કરો સેમ પાવડરની અંદર. સો ધીસ ઇઝ કોલ્ડ એઝ intermittent percolation, બરાબર. then repercolation. So in repercolation શું આવશે તો કે drug is divided into 4/5 loads. Percolation followed, extraction is used as menstruum of next lot, same menstruum of every new of that, મતલબ કન્ટિન્યુઅસ. એક પર્કોલેશનમાંથી જે તમને yield મળશે એ જ yieldને એ સોલ્વન્ટને તમે બીજા પર્કોલેટરમાં એડ કરો, એમાંથી જે yield મળે એને ત્રીજામાં નાખો, એટલે શું થાય? રીપર્કોલેશન. એટલે સેમ ડ્રગની અંદર તમે કન્ટિન્યુઅસલી નવું મેં કહ્યું ને 2-3 વખત અલગ અલગ સોલ્વન્ટ નાખી, સેમ સોલ્વન્ટના અલગ અલગ લોટ નાખી અને તમે સ્લોટ નાખીને તમે એને કલેક્ટ કરો, then this method is called as repercolation. Then hot percolation. So percolation at elevated temperature increase the efficiency. હા, તમે એમાં જો થોડું ટેમ્પરેચર અપ્લાય કરો then it increase the efficiency, because what is the mechanism of extraction? So it depends on diffusion method. So phytoconstituents flow from higher concentrations to lower concentration in solvent. Obviously in pure solvent no any concentration of phytoconstituents are there, and in plant cell there contains maximum concentration of phytoconstituents, so they flow out from inside the plant cell to outside the plant cell in throughout the solvent. So and this extraction process is going on until the equilibrium occurs. Then reverse percolation. First part of percolate is reversed and subsequent percolate is collected separately. Reverse મતલબ એક વખત તમને જે મળ્યું એને ફરીથી તમે રિસાયકલ કરો, એક્સ્ટ્રેક્ટને એની અંદર જ એ ડ્રગની અંદર પાછું એડ કરો, એને કહેવાય રિવર્સ પર્કોલેશન. મોસ્ટ ઓફ એક્ટિવ કન્સ્ટિટ્યુઅન્ટ્સ આર ઇન ફર્સ્ટ પર્કોલેટ. જનરલી ફર્સ્ટ પર્કોલેટની અંદર જ તમને મોસ્ટ ઓફ કોન્સન્ટ્રેટેડ એક્સ્ટ્રેક્ટ મળી જાય, પણ સેકન્ડ પર્કોલેટ કન્ટેન્સ લેસ એક્ટિવ કન્સ્ટિટ્યુઅન્ટ્સ. બરાબર. So next one is circulatory percolation. Menstruum is continuously circulated. એટલે નીચેથી નીકાળો પાછું ઉપરથી એડ કરો, નીચેથી નીકાળો ઉપરથી એડ કરો. અથવા તો સિક્વન્સમાં શું હોય તો કે 3-4 પર્કોલેટર મૂકેલા હોય, એકમાં તમે એડ કર્યું સોલ્વન્ટ, એની જે યીલ્ડ આવી એને બીજામાં તમે એડ કરો, એની જે યીલ્ડ આવશે સોલ્વન્ટ એને ત્રીજામાં એડ કરો. આવું 3-4 વખત સર્ક્યુલેશન કરો, then you can get maximum percentage of phytoconstituent with a very less amount of solvent by circulatory percolation. Then diffusion percolation. So diffusion percolation means menstruum is made to flow from bottom to top under hydrostatic pressure. So menstruum ને શું કરવાનું? ઊંધું ટ્રાવેલિંગ કરાવવાનું. શું છે? બોટમ ટુ ટોપ, એટલે નીચેથી ઉપરની સાઈડ તમે ટ્રાવેલિંગ કરાવો હાઇડ્રોસ્ટેટિક પ્રેશરથી. તો એ ફ્લોથી જે percolation થશે, એક્સ્ટ્રેક્શન થશે, એને કહેવાય ડિફ્યુઝન percolation. Then diacolation, મતલબ same as diffusion, just instead of hydrostatic pressure, positive pressure of compressed air is utilized. એટલે હાઇડ્રોસ્ટેટિક પ્રેશરની બદલે જો પોઝિટિવ પ્રેશર તમે અપ્લાય કરો તો એને ડાયાકોલેશન કહેવાય. સો ધીઝ ઓલ આર different modifications of percolation method. So these all about percolation. So we have to discuss about what are the advantages of percolation. So it also one of the simplest method of extraction, and very less instruments are required, very less solvents are required as compared to other assemblies, and no any very skilled persons are required as in Soxhlet apparatus, and that's also other method of extraction in comparison ma percolation is also one of the easiest method, but as compared to maceration it is somewhat hard method or somewhat complicated method. So this is one of the disadvantage. We have to take care the proper packing of valve, then proper operation of percolation, then we have to concern about adding and outputting such type of extract in particular time duration. So these all we have to take care. So this is these all are one of the disadvantages of percolation. So this is all about percolation method. So today we have discussed about maceration and percolation. So we have to revise this all first. What is the meaning of maceration? Maceration मतलब soaking. ખ્યાલ આવ્યો? Percolation નો meaning શું થાય તો કે કોન શેપના એપરેટસની અંદર તમે કન્ટિન્યુઅસ ફ્લો કરાવો સોલ્વન્ટનું ક્રૂડ ડ્રગની અંદરથી, એને કહેવાય percolation. બરાબર? So what is the basic difference between maceration and percolation? Maceration માં સિમ્પલ તમારે ડ્રગને ઇમર્સ કરીને રાખવાની છે, સોકિંગ કરીને રાખવાની છે. So time taken for maceration is 3 to 7 days according to nature of phytoconstituent. Time taken for percolation is 24 to 48 hours according to nature of phytoconstituent. બરાબર? Then other comparison, skilled person, somewhat skilled persons are required for percolation. The person have to know the proper arrangement of percolator, but in maceration method, no any skilled person is required. Anyone can easily manage with assembly of maceration, because here no any specific requirement. You can put your drug along with your sample either in conical flask or any other related glasswares. But in percolation, you have to put proper assembly of percolation and choice of solvent, then you have to prepare the proper bed of crude drug in percolation. So this is the main comparison between maceration and percolation. Then we have to also remember about modified maceration methods. So modified maceration method includes multiple maceration, vacuum maceration, kinetic maceration, remaceration, and circulation maceration. And in percolation, the different modification of percolations are intermittent percolation, repercolation, hot percolation, reverse percolation, then circulatory percolation, diffusion percolation, and diacolation. So these all about detailed study about maceration and percolation. So these two are simplest method of extraction, but very simplest method is described as maceration only.